Hey everybody, this is Peter, and today is Friday, May 27th, 2016. Yesterday, I did not get a chance to record my end of day recap for my trades. Yesterday was a pretty bad day for me. I did not, my head just wasn't in the game. I had a lot going on with phone calls. I was trying to get an assignment that I was working on done, and it just completely impacted my trading, and I just wasn't as focused as I should have been. So, but we take the good with the bad, and we move forward. Um, but this is again my video journal. This is for my benefit, and that's where we'll start. Disclosures posted here. Again, trading involves risk. You only want to trade with risk capital. Past results are not necessarily indicative of future results, and the information in this video is for informational, educational purposes. As I said, I'm using this as a journal to review my own personal trades, and if it helps someone, great. If not, that's fine too. Just make sure you understand you're accepting all responsibility for any and all actions you take as a result of your use of any information within. I'm not soliciting anything. I'm not selling anything. This is for me. Okay, so we have the trades. Not wrong slide. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, hold on. Let's get rid of that. There we go. All right, so these are my trades from yesterday. Did my my analysis throughout. Just so you know, the arrows that are red are areas where I identified entries short, and the arrows green are entries where I identified long trades. These are not necessarily all the trades that I took, and as a matter of fact, they're none of the trades that I took. Like I said, my head was not in the game yesterday, so it was bad. But at the end of the day, when I reviewed, I did mark where there were good entries that you could have entered and profited quite nicely from. So let me get into the trades. My first entry here was right up here, and what I saw was we were coming off a high, saw first entry, pull back, and then I thought I had put an order one tick above this high. I was using the DOM to enter my trades, so I don't have the static DOM, I have the dynamic DOM, and I did not hit the hold button, so it most likely moved down, and I just entered on the wrong price point. Got in at the very high of this bar, immediately went against me. But I was still looking for a move up. So what I did was I waited to kind of scale in. We had a pullback. This was actually where the second entry long was, off of this high. So you got to move down. First entry, pullback. Second entry, quickly fails, goes down. I actually had my stop originally here, but I moved it down here once I realized I had fallen for the trap. Still seeing a range bound kind of trading day, so I didn't want to necessarily get stopped out only to see it go my way. I didn't have anything really telling me that we were going to be trending. There's a lot of wicks on both sides of these prices. Buyers and sellers are pretty much making money at this point. You can do almost anywhere, so to speak. So I sat through the pain. Thought about entering here, but I figured with 8 contracts, didn't want to add any more risk just in case it did go against me. Finally put my original entry point on my first set of contracts is where I got out with 7 of them. I did leave the other one on a tick above my second entry point, the last contract, just in case it did go higher, but it ended up hitting me and stopping me out. So made a total of, let's see, broke even on the first 4 contracts, 4 ticks on the next 3 contracts, so that's 12 ticks plus 1 tick on the final contract. So total 13 ticks on this trade. Very bad decision making in this whole, the way this whole played out. So I ended up taking a timeout from this point. I stepped away from the computer because I wasn't my head, like I said, my head wasn't in the game. I had some other things that I was working on, so I just focused on that for a little bit. Took myself out of the game, out of trading, as a punishment. I didn't lose any money, but I broke my rules. So consequences for breaking a trading rule is I step away. Win or lose, there's got to be a punishment for an action that I shouldn't be doing. This could seriously cause you to lose money if you don't set boundaries. So it's the reason why I did it. Came back later in the afternoon, felt a little bit better, had a nice little move up, had this trend line going, bouncing off the upper channel of the trend channel, upper range of the trend channel, so to speak. We're going sideways. I was looking for a retest of this right here, this area. So what we had here off of this high, first entry, pullback, second entry, started to go up and immediately went against me. This wasn't so much as a bad entry as just a bad read. We had a lot of overlapping bars here. I really should not have entered long there. I should have waited for a deeper pullback to go long. So again, what I did, had my wrist down here. It's pretty decent stop. It would hurt if it got hit, but again, a lot of sideways movement throughout the day. I'm still thinking this upper range is in play, so I'm going to give it a little bit of room to work, and that's what I did. I did decide to scale in. I thought after this pullback, almost touching the bottom of the range here, I thought this was a good area to enter, so I put an order 1 tick above, another 4 contracts, saw it go back. Again, wrist down here. I was going to take it on the chin if it hit it. Wasn't going to let it go that much farther against me, since this was the second time that I had a bad read on the day. This was going to be my last trade of the day, win or lose. Comes back, starts to go up again. Thought about putting an order in there, but before I could really complete the thought, it just kind of shot up. So at that point, I just let it play out. Got out at my first entry point on 7 of the 8 contracts, so broke even on the first 4. 4 ticks profit on the next 3. I did move my stop to break even plus 1 for the last contract where it got hit. Same bar, no big deal. Another 13 ticks profit. Actually, this was break even plus 2. So I think I ended the day with a total of 27 ticks profit, but this could have been completely disastrous. I had no business trading, so I basically, after this, I shut down, walked away. Those are my trades for the day. I will point out where you could have taken some good entries after the open. He had a nice move here off the top of the channel. Strong bear bars. You get basically 3 touches at this price point. Failure to continue. After this bar goes, you could have entered an order here. The safer bet would have wait till it breaks the EMA, put it a tick below, take it down to the bottom of the range. Now you've got right here strong. Again, you're playing both sides of the range in a range bound trading situation. Strong move up, tick above this bar, take it up. Would have been a nice little trade. You would have at least got your 6 ticks, maybe all 4 of your contracts would have hit their profit target there. And again, just rinse, repeat, do the same thing here. This one's actually a second entry short off of this low. You get a move up, reversal, first entry, pull back, second entry, take it right down. Real strong bear bars. No reason not to take this trade. The reason I didn't actually take this trade was I was away from the computer. I missed the open. I was actually getting my coffee and breakfast, so I got a little bit of a late start with actual trading, and which is what made me think, after seeing all this bouncing off the range, that we were going long. And I thought after this move here, I thought we would definitely continue and test that range. So that's the reason why I took that entry. But I was completely wrong on that. Now, you had another entry here. You get a break of the bottom of the range. You got to pull back to the trend line, which is forming off of these bars here. Take it down. Nice little move there. Would have made a nice little profit. Then you have a high here. Move down. First entry long. Pull back. Second entry long. That would have been a nice little profit. Kind of at this point, this is where I'd actually got out on my my trade. Go all the way up. Now you're kind of forming a double top, micro double top here. Off of this strong move, you could have entered right here and taken it down. The more sure bet would have been waiting for it to retest that level, take it down there. Didn't quite have this range fully identified at that point. I was playing the range, the trend channel here, so this is a breakthrough of the trend channel. Take it down, but like I said, this is the actual second entry short right here. It's much safer play, and then take it short. At this point, when this starts forming, you kind of figure out that you've got another smaller range going on. Goes to the top of the range, fails to push higher, complete bear bar. Put an order right below the low of this bar, and that gives you enough room to get back to the bottom of the range. Obviously it breaks through even farther, actually overshoots this here, which by the time that these two bars close, you've got this line in play. So now you know you've got kind of a two-tiered trading range going on, and it just kind of plays that range. Price action going up somewhat of a trend line, but you've got, like I said, wicks, long wicks in both ends, so it's not a real strong trend going. But you do get a second entry long here off of this high, so you get the move down, first entry, pull back, second entry. Nice little move up to the top of the trend channel there. Price goes sideways. You get a new high, breakdown. You get a second entry short right there off of this low. So first entry as it breaks this low, pull back, second entry as it breaks this low, and you take that down. And it chops about a little bit. Retest this area here. Does break the range by 1 tick. Pushes strong up. You could technically, I mean, on this move, you could have entered right up above here. I would have waited till the bar closed. I was still managing this trade, so again, I thought about entering up here, scaling in another set of 4 contracts, but I was already 8 contracts into this trade. I just figured after this move, I'll just let it do its thing and hopefully get me out of trouble. One thing we never want to say in trading: hope. Hope only causes losses. Bad day for me. I should have known a lot better and should have been paying a lot more attention. Really disappointed in myself. Nevertheless, price action played out, worked out for me. This would have been a really good trade. You would have had to sit through some sideways movement. It does go against you a couple ticks, nothing really bad. It does respect this trend line here as it goes up. So you would have made a nice little profit off of this trade if you got in one tick above here on the move up. And you get a high here, first entry, second entry. Doesn't quite hit your profit target if you entered there. I don't necessarily like the entry just because this bar isn't as bullish as this bar is bearish. After this move up though, order above here, I would have put an order above here off of this trend line, taking it up. Now you're at a new extreme compared to the price action before it. One tick below here, take it down. This is the more sure bet, second entry short off of this low. First entry, pull back, second entry, enter short. And that takes you into pretty much the end of the day. I didn't really mark anything after the 3 o'clock hour, but that's what I saw. As you can see, it was a really bad day for me. So learn from my mistakes, folks. Step away before it hurts. That's all I got. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up below. Follow me on Twitter, TimeLord914. If you want to see more of these videos as they're posted, go ahead and click the subscribe button. Appreciate anyone that watched. Have a great day.